What's good, everyone? It's your boy Snarky Marc from the Flats Entertainment, and today I just wanted to have a quick discussion, just acknowledging Roman Reigns and what he's done for the company these past 3 to 4 years. So, this is nothing that I had planned, nothing that I had on the agenda. It's just something that just came over me that I felt I wanted to discuss. So I'm sorry if I begin rambling and start going off in this direction or that direction. But it's just something that I want to think about, something that I thought I felt compelled to make a video about. Whether you love him or you hate him, you can't deny that the man who is Roman Reigns has done a lot for our business that we love to watch. And honestly, I just want to come here and give the man his flowers. I just want to make sure I'm acknowledging what he has done. Keep in mind, I'm sure a lot of us tried to put this out of our memory, but keep in mind, if you can remember, where was this WWE Universal title? What was the title picture looking like at the time before Roman came back? Think about it. He dipped during COVID. It was supposed to be him versus Goldberg, who had just beat The Fiend. Don't forget that. Goldberg just beat The Fiend. And then it was going to be him and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman beat Goldberg. And then it was Goldberg and Fiend feuding for I don't know how long. And they had those terrible matches. Though that, what was that, a swamp fight? A bayou fight, whatever it was called. It was horrible. Awful. And then they had another match. And then Roman came back. Roman had came back and he had tore the house down. And we were pumped to see him because this was a different version of Roman. Don't forget that. A lot of y'all may not like him now, but don't forget how hype everybody was when Roman came back at SummerSlam. And he tore up The Fiend and Braun Strowman. And when Roman first won the title back, it was wonderful. Like, we had the feud with Jay, because Jay wouldn't acknowledge him. We had Jimmy getting involved. Jimmy didn't want to acknowledge him. He ended up choking out Jimmy just to make Jay acknowledge him. And then somehow he got them both into the bloodline. And then, remember, even before all that, remember when that segment where Roman at first came back and he said, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. And then they panned the camera over to Paul Heyman. Bro, everyone lost their minds when that happened. For real. Everyone totally lost it. So let's not forget how bad the Universal title scene was before Roman came back. We were bored. We were sick of it. It was a drag, the same match versus the same people every single time. And Roman came and changed all of that. And honestly, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but for me, if it wasn't for Roman coming back during that pandemic era, if Roman didn't come back, I don't know if I'd be watching this right now, because that was one of the only things that kept me invested. That, Drew McIntyre and Bayley, because I already mentioned how Bayley and Drew are some of the MVPs of the pandemic era. So, but the GOAT was Roman. The storytelling he did, phenomenal. The triple threat match against Edge and Daniel Bryan, wonderful. The singles match that he had with Jay, the singles match that he had with Kevin Owens. Even though parts of that last man standing match was a little flunky because he couldn't get the handcuffs off, still, cinema. Just what he did to bring back long-term storytelling was wonderful. Even his one-offs with Seth sometime. Even his feud with Drew McIntyre. Everything he did was great. And we cannot deny that. Remember the match that he had with lost my train of thought for a second, but remember the match he had against Cesaro, or we want to call him Claudio now. Whatever you want to call it, Roman Reigns was having banger matches with everyone, and he made everyone look phenomenal. This isn't like a John Cena reign where John Cena wins and then the person he beats just goes down to the mid card. No, people that face Roman, not every single person, but not every single person can bump up to the main event, but most of the time, when someone came in contact with Roman Reigns, they were moved to the main event scene. KO, Sami Zayn. Matter of fact, before we even keep going, let's talk about Sami Zayn. But before I get there, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, they all got pushed to the main event. But let's focus on Sami Zayn, because Roman Reigns revitalized his career. Now, I know as a comedy match, Sami Zayn versus the guys from Jackass was funny in itself. I didn't particularly like it, but I know some people did, and that's your opinion, and I'm not going to downplay it. It was a good comedy match. But think about where he was then. Then he got in contact with Roman. Then he became Sami Uso. Then he became an honorary Us. And ever since then, we have looked at Sami Zayn so differently now. Like people like me and other people who are watching him in NXT and even before that, we already knew what Sami had. But most main roster fans had no idea just what Sami Zayn was capable of. The storytelling Sami Zayn could do. Wonderful. KO had hit a little slump before he came in contact with Roman. And now look at KO. KO is as over as ever. Sami Zayn just beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and that wouldn't have happened without him coming in contact with Roman Reigns, because we wouldn't have bought him as a viable candidate to even face Gunther. So you just got to keep in mind what Roman's title reign over these past couple of years has done, how much it has really helped and grown the business. It has brought eyes to the business. Even when people wanted to see him lose, you're still watching. You're still watching because you want to see Roman lose. At first, it was everyone wanting to see him win. Everybody was fascinated by this new version of Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. And then it slowly became into people wanting to see him lose. But look what happened. People were pissed last year at Cody not finishing the story. But look what it led to at WrestleMania this year, bro. He just turned Cody into the biggest star that he has ever been in his life. And that's the honest truth. So we have to give credit where it is due. Roman has done so much for the business. And I am very grateful for what he has done. I was not a Roman Reigns fan back in 2015, 16, 17, 18, not even 19, when they were doing the stupid dog food in the beginning of 2020. But he came back. He changed everything about himself. He took control of his own narrative. And in doing so, he helped the narrative of so many other people. And I just want to take the moment to